Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Detroit Lions on the Prowl and the Belly Up Sports Network. Today, we got to go over those amazing press conferences from yesterday. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell were on the mic and answering questions, and so we're going to go into that. But first, I got to bring in one member of my team, but I have to say this first before I do that. Welcome back, Mike Jones. I just really appreciate you being here. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're healthy. Totally, we was really worried about you, man. Really worried about you. But let me bring him a main man, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. We got the comment cards, we got the question of the day, the main course, and what we do best, the news and rumors. But as always, hey, become a member of the family. Join the channel. Subscribe. We don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. But let's kick it to the third member. Welcome back from the IR list, my man, Coach Jones.
Who Coach Jones? What's going on, people? It's so good to be back. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling y'all, man. It feels good.
Well, it's feeling good, so let's get this thing started
right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Welcome back to the show, people. Now, today we're going to talk about those crazy press conferences from yesterday. It was some things in there that definitely sparked the interest of Lions fans and what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are thinking about the future of this team. So what was your big takeaway from Brad Holmes there, Mike? Actually,
I didn't get to watch that much of Brad Holmes. Mm-hmm. I did catch Dan Campbell. And Dan Campbell is Dan Campbell. But he seemed more calm and relaxed. And yesterday's press, he seemed like he took a step off of the Hercules juice, and he, you know what I'm saying? He just seemed like he was more okay. I gotta be myself, and I just like the way that he talked. It's just when you have the ignorance of Matt Patricia talking for so long. And every time he talked, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And when you hear football people talking with football sense, it's like a revelation, man. I'm just so happy about that, man. I mean, what do you think, Jim?
I think Dan Campbell's amazing. I think Brad Holmes said a lot of things in his presser, though, that struck me. One was the Kenny Golladay situation where they thought about trading him, but they thought it was too risky. I think that was a big thing. A lot of what he said about who he got and where he got the input from, he got input from all these different sources that, that guy had him over there. So let's talk to this guy. And that's how we got Perham. And this is how we got this guy. And I thought he was extremely open for a general manager. I thought and Dan Campbell just gives away the farm every time he talks. So
yeah,
pretty much he can't lie to save his life.
He's going to tell the truth. Looking at those two pressers yesterday, I like what Brad Holmes says about the Kenny Golladay situation. It was just too risky, too volatile. In the NBA, a lot of those sign and trades happen because the partnerships already agreed to right up front. You already know that I found a trade partner. He knows that I'm going to sign him. We already agreed to the contract terms. We're going to trade him. In the NFL, it's a little more volatile, especially in the tag situation. We talked about this a while back. A tag and trade is hard because of the fact the player has to agree to that and sign the franchise tag before he's traded. So even if Brad Holmes had found a trade partner, right, Kenny Golladay could have said, scrap that, I'm not signing it. And Detroit would have been stuck with that price tag on the books until either he signed it or he sat out the whole year, and you're stuck with this, with this franchise tag, with this money on your book for cap space for the rest of the season, and the guy's not even playing.
Right.
So that would have been the only risk, man. That was the risk that a lot of people was like, man, I don't know, but just letting him walk for free though. I still kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those catch-22 deals where you're going to be, what is that? Damned if you do or damned if you don't.
Right,
I think we did the best thing for the Lions and the best thing for Kenny Golladay. He got his money. He got what he wanted. And
he got his money.
Yeah, but it kept the Lions in a place where we could manage our cap in a sensible fashion. So that's one thing I took away from him. From Dan Campbell, I think my biggest takeaway was the Jelani Tavai. Like that statement about him, he didn't have much to say about him. He said everything else about all the other linebackers that we have on the Lions. He said, well, we have Jelani Tavai from the other draft class. And it's just kind of like, okay,
we got
this. We got this guy.
So we got this guy that does this. We got Collins that does this.
I mean,
he does this, and then we got Tavai from the last draft.
Right.
So it's like, we got this dude. So he's a guy on the squad. So I mean, he's taking up space. And one thing that I did see was that they may look at converting him to maybe a outside, like a pass rusher type of deal, and that's what he did a lot of in Hawaii. And that's just the role he fit.
Got to use it
because
somehow, right?
he's not going to fit in that linebacker scheme what they want to run.
No,
he just doesn't have the athletic tools to do it. So, but I like that. And then, Jim, what do you think about the big V, the Vitae, the statement by Dan Campbell?
Oh, exactly what we've been saying all along. Yeah. We're going to kick him into guard. I mean, I've been saying that since how long now?
He signed a contract, probably.
pretty much. But it does show me that they think that he's the mauler on the inside, that he really can be. I think that's where he's going to end up. And I think, I'm not going to say for sure, but I think that gives us a really good outlook on who they're going to try to take in the draft. I do think it's Rashawn Slater. I do think it might be Sewell. I totally believe that, because then you're going to kick him into guard, and look at, there you go. There's an offensive line with a blocking tight end. It's called a run game, folks. I know we haven't seen it in a long time, but it's here. Maybe we'll see.
You know what, Jim? Isn't it so wonderful to know that they're actually thinking like you're thinking? And it's not like just because it's you, but they're actually thinking like football people. Like, because in the past, you always got these Bob Quinn trying to shoot a target in the like Jelani Tavai, and everybody's like, who is Jelani Tavai? You know what I'm saying? But now it's just good to know that they're building from what we're all seeing. You know what I'm saying? And it's man, it feels so good.
The other thing I really liked was the fact that they were talking about the chip on the shoulder thing. That everybody on this team seems to have something to prove. It's a 1-year deal. You have to prove it, or your contract next is going to, you might be out of the league, or you might get a really sucky contract. They are playing for the next contract. For every one of these guys that are on these 1-year deals and all this stuff, you're going to get the absolute best out of every single one of them. Not that Dan Campbell couldn't anyway, but I still think you're going to get the best out of these players. Yeah. And it's not like they didn't know who these guys were. They knew exactly what they were getting. And I love the statement of Dan Campbell that said, we were honest with each and every player. We told them, hey, it's a 1-year deal. If you do well, great, and go in and compete and see what you can do. He didn't tell them it was going to be long-term. Players know, and players respect the fact that you treat them with respect enough to tell them the truth. Right. I love that about this regime right now. You
don't tell them you're going to take their career away, like some people, that we get in that later on. But one of the most memorable, and you brought this up, that has to be one of the most memorable draft moments I've ever had as a Detroit Lions fan, is when they announced Jelani Tavai, and like there was no video. They just cut to the next person, and then like they had to come back and address it. I mean, and for that high in the draft order, for him to be picked, and no one knows who he is.
Yeah,
I mean that tells you something. We've reached. It's about reaching. Boy, that was like Stretch Armstrong. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
You just don't see that, and I'm looking forward to us not doing that here in this upcoming draft.
I do think that Tavai was on Belichick's board. If I do recall, he was somewhere
board, and I think we should trade him to New England.
yeah.
Get a draft pick out of him. Why not?
Yeah,
He's not going to fit in this defense anyway. I think we're going to have to go and address linebacker again, either in free agency or the draft. We really need to address safety in the cornerback position. We have a lot of needs still. And Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes made no bones about it. So, yeah, we still got to address a lot of things. He said we got free agency right up until the draft.
I have a question.
What's that?
Has Micah Parsons jumped up on anybody's draft board?
Not mine.
After his pro day, has he risen on anybody's draft board?
Nope. I think in this climate right here, where everybody's running the 40 time, Don Muehlbach's a 4.39 right now. I'm just letting you know. I think these times are skewed for some reason. Either we have the most athletic people that I've ever seen in my entire life, or something's wrong with the 40 times this year.
I will say this about the 40 times: it's not as you know at the draft, it's regulated by the league. At the combine.
Right.
So know that how, so you have all these pro days, that the NFL is not sending all, their, personnel that will actually be at the combine to run these pro days. So you're going to have some skewed 40 times. Now, I'm going to say that everybody's way slower than what they're running. Some of these guys are running what they're going to run regardless. Yeah. But some guys are going to be just a tad bit faster because of the fact that, it's probably somebody at their facility or
like that defensive end from Penn State.
Exactly.
But they're all, but if you look at them, they're all kind of still kind of rated as unofficial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They should,
and it's going to be skewed.
Yeah,
running like Megatron,
a 4.5, and
he running like Megatron out there.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
one thing. Sorry.
Guys are going to get, but guys are getting faster and more athletic. So
True.
I mean, it's just going to be, what we need to see in the next year's combine. What we're going to see if the numbers are totally just really, really skewed in as far as being at their home facility as far as their 40 times is concerned.
Yeah, ahead, I'm looking at the presser and what Campbell said about Rashad Perriman. He said, some people clocked him at a 4.19. Well, yeah, he jump started it.
Yeah, he early started it.
Started it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now we understand why there were two different times. He's a 4.25 guy. That's still amazingly fast.
4.25 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
4.25 is ridiculously fast.
But that does clear some things up, though, about him, and how that all happened. And that was a great story by Dan Campbell. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, because, because usually you get the 3 seconds, they rock, because they hold it. And I get why Rashad Perriman was like, hell no, I'm not running again.
You clocked that time the way it is, man.
It is what it is, brother. You better get out. But he came back and ran it again. But I like like we said about Campbell and the messages that they give to these players and the chip on their shoulder. And, overall, I like the breath of fresh air and the honesty from both Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell yesterday's presser. So
I can't wait to hear injuries from these guys.
Oh man!
Oh my Lord!
Because that's been the biggest thing in the Lions' history. It's like, it's so much of a mystery of what the injury is because it gives us such a competitive advantage. Yeah, it's done this so much good over the last I don't know how many years I can tell. But I want people to be honest. I don't think it's fair when even back when Megatron was playing. We're going to Green Bay, and everybody's healthy. All of a sudden, game time, Calvin Johnson's out today. I'm like, say what? You didn't know he was hurt.
Calvin Johnson, I mean, that dude played hurt like probably the second half of his career. He just played hurt. He didn't even practice during the week. You know, he was out. He went through the walkthrough on Saturday and played on Sunday. I mean, that was his.
Yeah, but it was the secrecy that I'm going with. How about this one? How about DeAndre Levy? Dude is walking on an airplane, you know, in the offseason, comes back, and they're like, "Yep, he's going to be ready for training camp." Oh, no, he's on the PUP list. It's okay. He's going to be back week 1. He didn't play. He played like 1 game or something.
I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Dan Campbell ain't having no parts of that.
No, he ain't having no parts.
Ain't nobody doing none of that.
This guy's hurt. Oh yeah, he's out for a few weeks. Was I supposed to say that? You don't care.
Yeah. And then all the the crazy offseason, and then like a lot of teams are putting a lot of that stuff. And I have it in the NBA as well, where they're putting stuff in people's contracts where they can't like do like you avoid your contract if you get injured doing something extreme. Like if you're doing something extreme sports. I know a lot of like NBA teams, like after Jay Williams had the motorcycle accident, a lot of teams like put like motorcycle stipulations in their contracts, you know, of course, you know, have the guaranteed money. So if you do something that's, you know, extreme, if you're out there doing unsafe behavior, then that puts your contract in jeopardy if you get injured doing that. So, and that's a protection for the team. So, I mean, and a lot of players now, you know, a team get that, you know, like the injury insurance. So, you know, that, you know, they're going to get paid, you know, regardless. So, but to do some of that stuff, to see some of that stuff back in the day, even a few years ago, remember Tom Brady was up there, jumping off a cliff jumping into the ocean or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, it's, you know, you won't see a lot of that stuff because, you know, the league is trying to protect the game, and so are the you know, the teams, and that's why they're putting those stipulations in contracts.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Mike, you haven't been here for a little minute, and I'm so happy you're back, by the way. But I want to get your take on the free agents we've signed, the wide receiver room, all of that kind of thing, because we haven't really been able to get your take on it, and I'd love to hear what your take is. Go ahead, Mike. Tell me what you think about free agency as a whole, as it has been, you know, up till now.
It's kind of been what I thought it was, what I thought it would be. The Lions have not been spectacular in free agency. They've kind of just put guys together and filled in pieces, and
so they were shopping at Goodwill, is what you're saying.
Like the receiver core, yeah, basically, like all the receivers have some type of knowing from a coach or drafted by another guy who was on the team. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll be what it is.
Do you also think that in this press conference, this is for both of you guys, do you think that they're kind of giving away what they're doing at 7? I thought there was some cues to it to me.
I mean, not really, because one thing that they are doing, they're going to everybody's pro day.
That's true.
And that's something that Quinn and Patricia just didn't do. Like, they didn't go. They were like, we're not going to his pro day. And it's like, we can take him off the Lions board. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, but I don't think those guys are idiots. But
yeah, for sure.
But they're doing their due diligence. Maybe they might tip their hat a little bit in things they say, but in their actions, they stay consistent and they make sure they do their due diligence. They make sure that they're there for everybody and they want to see everything. So I don't think they're tipping it too much.
Okay. What do you think, Curt?
Yeah. I like that they're holding the line. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, right now, a lot of people are tipping their hand. 49ers are tipping their hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is what it, I mean, Miami's kind of tipping their hand as well. So, you know, getting back into that top 10, going from 3 to 12 and then 12 back to 6. So, I like the fact that they say what they mean, what they say, and they say what they mean. So,
that's important.
And they're sticking to the formula. We knew what this offseason was going to be if you listened to them when they came in. Hey, you know, because they have to get the salary cap workable in the next year so they can make those, you know, and get younger and really build this team the way they want to. They can't build it right now because of the the cap issue. So,
Right.
and just the way that Quinn Trisha left the organization, just bare bones, stripped down, like a scorn X. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna take it. Like I said this before, I'm leaving, but I'm gonna take your Xbox. I'm gonna take your PS5. I'm gonna take the flat screen TV. You know what I'm saying?
That's what doing with the Bears too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the good car. I'm gonna leave you the bad car, and you gotta pay the note on it. So I'm gonna take the good car, but I'm gonna leave you with the car payment. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they did.
you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where so you got to move out, but you know what I'm saying? But you got to still pay the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those things. Like it is just one of those situations where they have to get it fixed and have it looking the right way before they can build a winner here in Detroit.
Yes.
Totally agree with that.
Hey, one thing I think they're stacking compensatory picks, which we have no idea or how that works, over here in Detroit Lions Nation. But I do think they're stacking. They're stacking up the picks, and depending on how the NFL really feels about Detroit, we'll get a few. So
yeah, we'll see.
We should get at least. I would say we should get at least 2 to 3 compensatory picks next year.
We should. Packers
I agree with that.
year,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. It's because we're not bringing in big names, but big names left out the building, out the door. I think 2 guys, Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay themselves alone should garner at least 2 compensatory picks.
So how smart was that Brockers trade?
That was probably
very good.
Because of the fact that we're not getting that guy in free agency, but we're solidifying our defensive line by making a trade so it doesn't count against our compensatory picks.
Yep.
It's just genius if you look at it. There's a lot of things about this organization right now that I'm really excited about. Not so much next year, but I am very, very much looking forward to this draft too. And number 7, I really have my 2 picks that I really want. It's Sewell. And then I'm starting to drink this new drink. It's called Slaterade. Rashawn Slater, the offensive tackle out of Northwestern. That's one of the guys I think would just be perfect for this team. I think he's a plug and play starter day one. And I think you got Big V, then you got Frank Ragnow, you got Jonah Jackson, you got, the guy that I can never remember his name. Taylor Decker.
Oh yeah.
I'm always I don't know. There's certain people.
Why are you doing Taylor like that, man?
I don't know. You've been here for too long. It's like Mealbox.
Think about a bus. You know what I'm saying? Double decker. You know what I'm saying? So
double decker.
It's it's one of those things where I like with the direction that we're going, and it's going to be interesting to see how the team competes, and But I'd like the one thing that we haven't talked about is that Dan Campbell says, "Oh, we said what we said, and this is what we're doing, but it doesn't give us a free pass as well."
Right.
So I like that. I like that statement. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give us a free pass to be bad. You know what I'm saying?
And you could actually give him one for the crap that he inherited.
Yeah.
For real. I think you can give him one.
Yeah, shout out to Mike's birds singing in the background.
I thought that was Twitter.
Oh man, that's the birds outside Mike's house, man. They are bringing it.
Yeah,
they are part of the show. Shout out to the birds.
I didn't know you could hear.
I'm checking my Twitter feed because I'm thinking, oh wow, there's tweeting in the background.
Oh boy,
I'm just kidding. just being goofy, but yeah, I mean, I love the direction of this team. I can't wait for the draft. This is going to tell us everything we need to know about this team. You know what I mean? And I think I got the picture of what they're doing in free agency now. So that was one of the big things. But I just can't wait for this draft now. You guys got to feel me on that, man.
I feel you 100%. It's one of those you're like, okay, what are these guys going to do now? So because you didn't make the splashes in free agency because of the cap situation, but you can do it in the draft. You can make splash things you can make splash picks in the draft because you can do that because of the fact it's not going to cost you a big ton of money with the rookie wage scale now. So I'm interested to see best player available and then like some names that that's going to be on the board when the Lions pick, and are they going to pick best player available,
There's
you
gonna
know,
be a
or we're
lot of
going to
names
be
we pick.
reaching. No, I don't want to see a stretch, you know, on the stretch Armstrong anymore in the drafts.
I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Now, okay, here's another thing I was thinking about too. I was also thinking that in the NFL draft, we want to trade back, right? We at 7, but I think there's going to be trade backs later in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to be able to trade back maybe one of those 3rd picks or whatever to go back a little bit to get another 4th or 5th or something like this. I think we're going to move around later in the draft because Brad Holmes' expertise is later in the draft.
Yeah.
He does really well.
He can do that because you look at those guys he had out in LA, you know, some of those guys weren't household names until they got to the Rams and they went out there and performed. So
don't be surprised if one of those 5 QBs is available and we trade with the Patriots.
I think that might happen too, but I don't see them. I just don't see that happening anymore. I mean, all this moving around.
Man, the Patriots is doing something different this offseason, though.
I smell
I don't know what Bill
right
Belichick is like. Man, I'm about to do. I'm spinning the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what though, and it may be one of those things where, he's probably a little ticked off because of what happened down there in Tampa.
Oh yeah,
he's a little irritated.
He's competitive.
He's a little irritated, so he's like, "Oh, that's what you gonna do? Oh, that's what you doing, Brady?
Because he's getting exposed now.
Yeah, that's what that's what we doing, Brady. Oh, that's what we doing, Gronk. Oh, we going down there with the championships. Okay, that's okay. I got something for y'all. So
that definitely could be. All right, we're gonna move on now, and we got a Detroit Lions trivia question today, and I will give that to you guys. See what you do with it. This is 1950s though, so I'm not expecting the world. What former Lions player had the nickname the Hatchet? His nickname was the Hatchet. His first name was my name, so I'll give you a hint.
I don't even know nobody.
Man, the Hatchet?
Nah, this is 1950s. Dude, so like I'm saying,
1950s, man. I was negative years old. I
was negative years old as well, which means that I was not born in the. So the answer to today's question, I'm really trying to get that up now, is Jim David. Okay, he was a defensive back from 1952 to 1959, and he was called the Hatchet because of the way he tackled people.
Shout out to Jim David, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
To get a nickname called the Hatchet, you had to really be chopping people down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the 50s, he was chopping people down. I guess. I've never seen it, but
I'm like Dick Lane, you know, the night train, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Taking people out, you know what I'm saying? They can go night. You know what I'm saying?
That's leather helmet days too.
That's leather helmet days.
He was taking them out before they had protection.
No face mask, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ooh, boy.
That's crazy. So, okay, let's go again, Curt, to the Wall of Fame.
All right, it's time for the famous people that joined the channel. So let's get that Wall of Fame going. You know, we got the bronze member, Northwest Ken, Art Allen, Bubba Bo, Midwest Lion, Detroit Drew, and Turner Burley. And then in the silver, we got Nomis J, and we got Go Lions. And then in the gold member, we have Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, Gridiron Blitz. The doctor is always in. And welcome new member to the gold member platform is Bob Corzo. I hope I'm saying that right. You know, we butcher names here.
Sounds like it's right to me.
Yeah, Bob Corzo.
That means
welcome, Bob. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate all our members of the channel, but especially these individuals that have joined the channel and become members. So all those perks, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to learn more about joining the channel, just hit that join now button. You will get all the information about becoming an actual member of the Detroit Lions on the Prowl family.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go to the comment cards now. And first up is Ben Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And he says, I'm with Jim. I'm convinced the 49ers are drafted Mac Jones at number 3, which is great news for the Lions. First 3 picks are locked for the draft. I'm calling it now. He says Trevor Lawrence, number 1. Zach Wilson, number 2. And Mac Jones, number 3. All quarterbacks. Woo.
Yeah, that seems about right. That seems about right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mac Jones fits the scheme out there in San Francisco very well. They want a traditional drop back passer, and he's one of the best in the game in the college right now.
I just wonder why San Francisco went up that high, though, because to me, I thought they could have got him at 12.
Yeah, Mac Jones wasn't on anybody else's board. Not that I know of. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Bubba Bo. All right, he says, I've been really hard on my Skull Candy headphones, and these babies are holding up really well. Glad I got them. Hey, thanks for that purchase, Bubba Bo. We appreciate that. You know, we'll talk about them Skull Candy headphones a little bit later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tim Evans, draft offensive line in the first round. Sherlock Holmes will find a great receiver in later rounds like Cooper Kupp.
Sherlock Holmes. You know what? Tim Michigan pretty good to beat with the Sherlock Holmes, baby.
Hey, you know it.
That's funny. That is hilarious. Paul Tompkins says, love the kneecap t-shirt. Yeah, that was one I just got. And kneecaps, it's what's for dinner was the shirt that I wore yesterday. So it was pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
All right. Miles Gibbs, one of the, our just members, he was just on the Wall of Fame. Yep. He says, great show. Happy to see you back, Curt. Oh, man, I appreciate that. What up, though? Hey, that's what he says. I think the mock draft idea is fire. I'm excited about Wednesday, but I'll be working and will unfortunately miss it.
Prowl, we're going to do it Friday. I'm confused now.
Yeah. So, no. I think it was Friday, but I just think he's not going to be available on Wednesday show. So,
okay.
So, Miles, hey, just catch us on the replay, and if you can't check us out on YouTube, go over there and check us out on BellyUpSports.com.
Yeah. Doug Prince 72 says this is his draft order. He said, offensive line, safety, receiver, DB, linebacker needs addressed in that order. I can see what he's saying. I personally think linebacker has to be higher on that list, as well as receiver. I think we should get. I think we should get a receiver in maybe the third round, second or third round, depending. But linebacker definitely can't be the last need addressed. It can't be. Doug Prince, I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying.
Yep. I've got a couple more, and usually we only do a few of them, but I got a couple more today. Tim Michigan Evans, he says, Man of Steel is back on the attack. Glad you're back. And of course, another great video, my brothers. And that was to you, Curt. And Thank King you. SJ, it's in the end of it, though. I would be against drafting O-line in the first round, but I don't think I wouldn't be against it. I don't think Sewell gets past Cincy. But he says, welcome back, Curt, and speedy recovery, Coach Jones. And so just the love that's going out to you guys as you went through the things that you guys went through. And I see that our fans really care about the people that are here. And I really appreciate you guys out there for doing that.
Me too, man. Because telling you.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was rough.
Do you think that Dan Campbell, question of the day, or Brad Holmes gave anything away about the strategy the Lions might take in the draft? So that's the question of the day. Did you see anything? Did you see anything with Dan Campbell? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So now we're going to go to my favorite part of the show, the dessert with my man, Curt.
All right. So it should not be a secret. My dessert of today is welcoming back Coach Jones to the program. Brother, you had us so worried, man. I'm so happy that you are doing better. And it's just a blessing to have you back. And I'm great. I feel great myself. I'm glad to be back. And for all the Detroit Lions on the Prowl family that reached out to myself and to Coach Jones down there, we really appreciate you guys doing that for us. It does our heart great and good to feel the love from our family right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And those tasty morsels felt good going down when I was reading, and Turner C. Bailey is, he's a friend of the show. He reached out to me on Facebook, and he had a message for me while I was a little bit down in the weather. He said, "Hey Curt, I want you to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be." Well, guess what, Turner C. Bailey? I'm doing just that. So happy to be back. Happy to have Coach Jones back down at the bottom of the screen. And it is March 30th, which means April is right around the corner.
Ooh.
So, and I want to announce it right here. My son, Curtis Steele III, has autism. And for Autism Awareness Month, I will be styling some Detroit Lions and a little bit other autism awareness shirts during the show. So I will be sporting some autism awareness products during the whole month of April. So check them out. I got, a few things up my sleeve. So, I always keep, saying some fresh fly Lions gear, but I've always keep some Lions gear with some autism awareness on it as well. So big shout out to, my son, Curtis Steele III, and we're going to be rocking some autism awareness in his honor for the month of April.
My final thoughts for today is, I think that I love the transparency of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes and the breath of fresh air that they brought to this Detroit Lions organization. The other thing is we are going to have a live Zoom call with our members at 1:00 on Wednesday. And it's going to be amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link 10 minutes before the 1:00 hour. It's Eastern Standard Time. Okay. I'm going to put that in the community chat, and it's only going to be for the gold members. So that's what we're going to do for our live shows from now on. We finally got a way to do it. So we're going to start doing that now. And Friday is the draft show. So I was I was a little bit confused. Another housekeeping announcement. Rachel won't be in this week because of the fact that she is going to be preparing to get married. All right. Congratulations to Rachel Marie Sports. She's going to have a bachelorette party and all this going on and she's going to go to Colorado. Just wish her the best and to have a great time out there, and so we appreciate that. But just to let you know, she will not be on Wednesday or Friday this week. She will return next week on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. So really appreciate her. And thanks, Mike Jones, also for being here. I'm telling you, man, we was worried about you, bro. For real.
Man, it just feels good to be back. My final thoughts. Man, this is the third day that I felt okay, because I took a step forward, man, and the next day I took a step back, and I was like, wow, like I still can't taste right now, like really like not that well. So that's kind of bugging me because I love coffee, but I can't taste it. So that's really annoying.
I bet it is.
Yeah, but man, I'm just glad to be on the other side of it, and I'm just ready to move forward, man. And y'all already know, man. It's go Lions all day.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Jim. The final thoughts is the transparency of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. And I like what they're doing. They're doing what they say and saying what they mean. And Jim and I talked about this the other day, and some of our silver and gold members got to hear what I had to say about this. Right now, what they're doing is that they know what they want in this team. And with the cap situation, they couldn't go out and get who they wanted, but they did go out and get what they wanted. They wanted speed, so they went and got some speed guys. It may not be the guys that they want long-term on the team, but they got what they want, so they can build what they have and replace what they want with who they want at a later time.
Right.
So those are my thoughts. I like what they're doing. I like what they're building. So the chefs in the kitchen, and they're cooking it up, and hopefully we can get a good meal here coming here in 2022. So we'll see. So it is Tuesday. Go about your day, love one another, be kind to one another, and treat everyone the way you want to be treated. That's all I definitely need you to do out there. Go about your day, spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones, work hard, play hard, and whatever you do, boss up. all out and be the best version of you that you can be. For my gentlemen, Mike and Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.